Hello and welcome back to the O Hockey Show. Now today, I am not doing some sort of funny skit because I thought of something funny. Isn't it funny that the Detroit Red Wings is in Detroit, and Detroit is in, Motor City, and it's about cars and stuff. They like cars because that's where Ford was made. And then the next team in alphabetically is the Oilers. Cars need oil. That's interesting. So anyways, moving on. Today we were talking about the Edmonton Oilers. Now, I've gone through the Ducks, the Coyotes, the Bruins, the Buffalo, the Carolina, the Calgary, the Chicago, the Colorado, the Detroit, the Columbus. And I think that's it. And today I'm covering the Oilers, of course. Now, typically, when it comes to teams like this, well, not typically, this is the second time in a row where I'm going to do something like this, where obviously a team has a player that's the best. There's no dispute. No one's going to question who the best player is. So, of course, early on in this video, I'm going to be awarding the green marker of greatness to the one and only Connor McJesus himself. McDavid, of course, we all know. Best player in the league. If you disagree, you're incorrect. 44 goals, 79 assists for 3 points. Insane. McDavid's the best player in the world. Skill, speed. I mean, that's all you need. This guy is incredible. Absolutely insane. People that try to argue that McKinnon's better is ridiculous. I'm looking at you, cousin. You're insane. If we're watching this, you are wrong. McKinnon is not better than McDavid. Oh, he's defensively better. No, he's not. McDavid is as good everywhere on the ice as he is anywhere on the ice. He's just incredible. This guy's got speed, and he gets to 100 and anything points every single season. He can carry his team in the playoffs. McDavid single-handedly pushed his team through hockey games. McKinnon has never done that. So people that think McKinnon is better than McDavid, no shot, no chance, no way in hell is that true. McDavid's the best. Number one. McKinnon, I wouldn't even put at number 2. He's up there, but I wouldn't even put him there. Because my number 2 pick, and who's going to get the number 2 brown marker of something. Nope, that's not it. There we go. The number 2 brown marker of number 2 in this is, of course, Leon Draisaitl. Now, the German man, the German stud, the second guy in 2 videos I'm giving a star to that's German. Leon Draisaitl is insane. I've always thought that once again, he's another guy that I called was going to be excellent, and people were like, he's overpaid and blah, blah, blah. Leon Draisaitl, I don't know if I would put him number 2. But I feel like I see lists that rank him on number 10, or not even number 10, but number 7 in the best players in the league, and I'm like, are you insane? This guy gets 110 points, 55 goals, 55 assists, which is kind of crazy. This guy is incredible. Absolutely incredible. And people don't realize that he doesn't usually even play with McDavid. This is just Leon Draisaitl. Insane. This guy is incredible. Leon Draisaitl, amazing. He is the goal scorer of the 2. However, I always thought that McDavid, if he wanted to just score more goals, then he could sacrifice some of his assists, but that would probably lower his points because he's going to sacrifice those chances to get goals for his other players to get all those 79 assists. And if he sacrificed that time for himself, sure, he could get to 55, but I wouldn't be surprised if that assist number goes down to 60. You see what I'm saying? So, anyways, yes. So Leon Draisaitl is incredible. Just insane. This guy's great. Leon Draisaitl, insane. There's a reason why. Well, I don't even know what the reason why is, but he's won a Rocket Richard before. But anyways, so this got me thinking. A team, I haven't run into a team yet that obviously, so I was going to say, okay, well, if it's McDavid, then I might as well give a star to another person. Who's the second guy? That's what I did for Columbus, where I was like, obviously Johnny Hockey's the best player. There's no doubt about that. But who's the next guy? Well, I looked at this team and I was like, okay, obviously Draisaitl, right? So I was like, okay, well then I got to pull out once again, the golden marker of gooiness, and I'm going to award another player who I think could take the third man spot on this team. So let's take a look at some of these guys on this team. Now, I missed one name, but I already wrote the stuff on the board, and I was like, I'm not redoing this. So let's jump into it. A guy that I was debating between him or the other guy to put on, Evander Kane. Now, from the Sharks, I know what Kane does. He has an amazing first run, and then he doesn't do bad, but he doesn't do as well as his first little stint is. He had in 43 games played, he had 22 goals, 17 assists for 39 points. That means he had a .91 goals per game. That is pretty good. Now, I mean, that's actually really good. If you expand that out, that's like he basically is getting 78 whatever. Anyways, Evander Kane, but this is what he does. So I don't put a lot of stock into this first amazing run because this is what Evander Kane does for his team. He starts off with the Sharks. He scores 9 goals in 4 games or something. And then, I mean, the next year he wasn't bad by any means. Actually, Evander Kane's kind of underrated and gets a lot more crap than he should. But Evander Kane, this is what he does. But with the Oilers and being on that top line with McDavid, I think Patrick Kane is going to stay consistent. With McDavid's just absolute god powers and Evander Kane's just kind of, I don't know if emotion's the right word, but whatever Evander Kane brings, I think will work perfectly well with what McDavid's going to give him. I think McDavid can feed him the puck and Evander Kane can score. I mean, he can score. Evander Kane can score, absolutely. Assists, I don't really think he'd get a ton of assists, but maybe with McDavid he'll luck out. And I think it's just a perfect combination. Kane's one of those type of guys that I don't think he could run a team by himself or a line, but I think with McDavid, he's going to completely go into greatness. So Kane was interesting. The guy next to him, however, on that line would be Zach Hyman. Now, Hyman, I like Hyman. I thought it was a really good move by the Oilers to bring him in from Toronto, and it was a good fit, but 54 points, 54 points is good, but to play with McDavid and Draisaitl, I feel like he should have gotten more than that. So 54, I'm like, I'm not really feeling it. Not really feeling it from Hyman there. But then on defense, I was like, I got to talk about a couple guys from defense, right? So I got Bouchard and Barrie. Now, one thing that I think is strange is that Cap Friendly puts Barrie on their third line. Barrie had 41 points, but he played way less games than Bouchard. Well, 10 less games than Bouchard. So Bouchard had 43 points, so it's like, okay, he had more points than him. But Barrie had a .56 goals per game, while Bouchard had a .53. He played 10 less games than him. If you scale it up and make up the games that he missed, then he would have gotten 4 points and would have passed Bouchard. But that's really a long way of me saying that I think Barrie's kind of underrated. I think Barrie, ever since being on the move from Colorado to Toronto, now to Edmonton, I feel like he just hasn't really found his fit yet. And I think in Edmonton, he's in a good spot. I like Barrie and I like Bouchard, and I think these two are going to have some nice competitiveness between each other to be that top offensive defenseman back there, which I think will drive up those points, especially going into this year, where last year they finally showed we're the Oilers, we are a good team. So I think this is going to be the year where they're going to finally jump out and be like, yes, we are a good team, we can succeed, and we're just going to have to show it to everybody now, and we're going to have to keep up that expectations going, right? So I like the idea of that competition back there. But also, I got to talk about the new incoming goaltender, Jack Campbell. He had a record of 31-6 last year with the Maple Leafs, a .914. He had a 2.64 goals against average, which isn't amazing, but not the worst. Now, the thing about Jack Campbell is that if you go off his playoff performance in that series against Tampa Bay, he was absolutely incredible. Insane, even. But through the season, halfway through, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how he can play with Toronto's defense. Because, Edmonton's defense. Toronto, I wouldn't say has the best defense, but they are I would say they have a stronger D than Edmonton here. So I think it'll be interesting to see if Jack Campbell can be that goalie worth his contract. Or, I don't think it's really for me, I never really bought into Jack Campbell until that playoff run. However, at the same time, one playoff run and where goalies shine the most, and when goalies shine the most when they have the most pressure on them, and that's what the playoffs are. So during the regular season, and he doesn't really need to worry a lot because he's got Draisaitl and McDavid in front of him and all these guys that maybe no stress might get to him and make him not so great. So just a little thing in the air, but time for me to award the Golden Greatness Star, or whatever the hell I said. So, out of these guys, I think I can knock out probably Jack Campbell, just because I think he's a good goalie, but he's not the type of goalie that's going to run away and be like, I am the goalie. I am what's saving this team. So, Campbell, I'm going to knock out. So, we got Kane, Bouchard, and Barrie. And out of these guys, who would I see? I mean, there's also guys like Puljujarvi that I would like to see him try to make a comeback and make a strong return. Well, just try to make that name back up for himself. You've also got guys like Nugent Hopkins. I've never really put a lot of stock into him. So I really think that with this team and the way it's structured and the way it's built, that I think the guy that's going to run away and take that ring is going to be Evander Kane. I think Kane, with his skill, already skill and goal-scoring potential with the Sharks, and bringing that to Edmonton where he's going to play with Draisaitl or most likely McDavid, I think is going to be a perfect combination there. I think he's definitely a 40-goal scorer on this team, and I think they got a very friendly deal for that because I would say when Kane can actually play with a good team and win, he is worth $7 million like his Sharks contract was. Problem is that the Sharks started going downwards and was completely being overpaid. But with this team now, with that new contract, I would say he's being underpaid, and he's going to be making... They're getting a steal with Evander Kane. That's all I got to say. But that's really all I have to say. Tell me in the comment section down below how wrong I am, because I know you will, and I know I probably am. So, please tell me all that down below. But first, pick up your free subscription by hitting that red subscribe button. Then, leave a like, not a dislike, but go down in the comments and tell me that. Who would you pick as the best? Okay. I know you're going to pick McDavid as the best. I know you're going to pick Draisaitl, but who do you think is their dark horse candidate? Who do you think could be that third guy that takes that brass ring, climbs himself up that pole, and shows that he is a superstar? So tell me all that down below, and until next time, I've been your dapperly dressed host, Owen! And until next time, too sweet, I hope you're having an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.